for giving us the opportunity once again to commemorate the Azza of Sayyid al-Shuhada. Because when we gather for the Azza and the mourning ceremonies for Sayyid al-Shuhada, we are extending our condolences to the Lady of Light, Fatima Zahra, salawatullah alayha. But we also realize that this institution of Azza, this itself is actually a torch of guidance for us. Let me relate this to not just my words or words of an alim. There is a hadith where Shaykh Saduq quotes according to his own sanad, going to the ninth Imam and then from him further up until Sayyid ibn Ali himself. So the narrator is Hussein, where he said that one day I came into the presence of my grandfather while a companion by the name of Ubay bin Ka'b was sitting with me. When my grandfather saw me coming in, he welcomed me by saying, Marhaba bika, Ya Aba Abdullah. Welcome, welcome, O Aba Abdullah, Ya Zayn al-Samawati wal-Ard. O the zinat and beauty of the heavens and the earth. Rasulullah addressed Hussein in that way, and Ubay turned to Rasulullah and he said, وَالَّذِي بَعَثَنِي بِالْحَقِّ نَبِيًّا. He says, وَكَيْفَ يَكُونُ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ زَيْنُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْعَرْضِ أَحَدٌ غَيْرَكَ. Ya Rasulullah, how is it possible that somebody can be the zenith and beauty of the heavens and the earth other than yourself? You are using that description for your grandson. And this is where Rasulullah says, وَالَّذِي بَعَثَنِي بِالْحَقِّ نَبِيًّا. In the name of the Lord who raised me as a Nabi, إِنَّ الْحُسَيْنِ بِنْ عَلِي فِي السَّمَاءِ أَكْبَرُ مِنْهُ فِي الْعَرْضِ. The status of Hussein in the heavens is greater than the status that you see in the earth. And then he explained that by saying, فَإِنَّهُ لَمَكْتُوبٌ عَنْ يَمِينِ عَرْشِ اللَّهِ. Because if you go to the heavens, to the highest place, you will see where it is the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there. On the left side of it, Hussein has been described as Misbahu Huda wa Safinatu Najat. Misbah Huda means the lamp of guidance. Safina Najat means the ark of salvation. And since Hussein is actually the Misbah Huda and Safina Najat, he is no more alive after the Shahadat in that sense. That the Azza of Sayyid al-Shuhada fulfills that tradition of being the lamp of guidance. If you look at the Shia history, you will see that whatever we have, everything is according to the teachings and the legacy of the Azza of Sayyid al-Shuhada. Salawat. For these Majalis, for this Ashura, I selected the topic of Karbala and our life, or our lives. In a way, trying to relate the events of Karbala to our own challenges during our own time. Because Karbala for us is not just a story of the past. It is alive. It is alive in a sense. When Hussein is Misbah Huda, Azza of Sayyid al-Shuhada is also Misbah Huda for us. And that's what I wanted to go do, and that's why I selected different topics for every night. Unfortunately, the flight situation yesterday, the journey would have just taken me an hour and a half from Toronto to here. It took me almost 16 hours.
Oh.
And so I missed one Majlis. And so now I have a challenge. How do I, combine the first and second theme? But I still would like to begin with the first thing about the family life and the importance of maintaining family ties, because that is a very essential issue for our time as well as our community. And inshallah, I'll see if I can bring in some elements from the second theme, which was about, halal sustenance and its importance. Otherwise, we'll leave that for some other time towards the end, inshallah, after Mashaallah. Salawat. Although I realize it's late, but that's how you schedule the program. So, I don't know, in Canada, July and August is holidays of school. Something there. So I don't have to worry about the young people, those who go to work, inshallah. You can sacrifice that one for azab, inshallah. Salawat. Islam is a religion which actually deals with all aspects of life. And that is actually one of the appealing aspects of the Islamic faith. I might be repeating these words, I've said it in many places, that sometimes we who are born as Muslims do not appreciate this faith. You actually need to go and see how the reverts or the converts, how they look at Islam. It's interesting that a common theme that I've seen in the writings of those who came to Islam, they said that one of the most appealing features of Islam is that Islam doesn't leave you alone. We have a problem with that, huh? But those who actually come new to Islam, they say this is a faith, this doesn't leave you alone. Wherever you go, in whatever situation you are, Islam is an opinion. Either it is very specific or a general opinion. So Islam does not leave you alone. It is a source of guidance for everything. And even when we talk about family life, this is a very important issue. Islam doesn't shy away from talking about the challenges that we have, and one of the important issues is the family life in Islam. We know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has created human beings as social beings. We cannot survive alone. We have to be together. But the society is composed of the units. If you break it down, it comes to the issue of families. Families come together and they are the one who form a community or a society. And when we talk about family, and I would like to go very quick on this issue, right in the beginning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to create Adam alayhi salam and Hawa, a man and a woman. That is the basis of family. Although now everything is changing. Even the definition of family is changing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Stephen. I don't know where the modern man is going. I remember, in Canada, the religious, ministers or priests or imams, you're authorized, you're given an authorization from the local government, state government to sign in the marriage alliances of the individuals. And I also have that authorization. There was a time when the forms would be brought from the city hall by two parties. It very clearly would say, bride and groom. Then the laws in Canada changed. And the new forms came, applicant and co-applicant. You don't know who is who. These days, Mashaallah, even in, when they talk about inclusion, you will see under the name of many people, he, she. But sometimes that is it. So we don't even know what is the identity of a human being now. But anyway, that's not my topic or subject for tonight. So when we talk about society and importance of family, Islam is very clear about it. And the importance of family and the family life can be also seen that when it comes to the issue of guidance. The guidance that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided, even there you will see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the later stage of human history selects a family to be the guide for the nation. There is a famous ayat in Surah Al-Imran, ayat number 33, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ اصْطَفَى آدَمَ وَنُوحًا وَآلَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَآلَ إِمْرَانَ عَلَى الْعَالَمِينَ. That verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose Adam and Nuh and the family of Ibrahim and the family of Imran over the rest of the people. He chose them to become the guide. Now if you look at the list, Adam of course is the father of humanity. And then Nuh has been mentioned because he is the second Adam. With the flood, majority of the people had perished. And so his name is there. But after that, immediately Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that I have chosen the family of Ibrahim. This concept of family reaches to that level that even when it comes to divine guidance, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I have chosen a family to provide divine guidance to the people. Now what is Ahl-e-Bait? If you say Ahl-e-Ibrahim, it means the descendants of Ismail and Ishaq. There was a possibility that people will say that every individual descendant of Ibrahim has been chosen. They are Mustafa. Inna Allah Astafa. And there is a community which considers that we are the chosen one. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to remove that notion. And therefore He qualifies Ahl-e-Ibrahim with Ahl-e-Imran. Ahl-e-Imran is already part of Ahl-e-Ibrahim. What was the reason for Allah to say Ahl-e-Imran also? This was actually to qualify the statement Ahl-e-Ibrahim that not every individual from the descendants of Ibrahim is worthy of becoming a guide for the people. Rather, there are some selected members of Ahl-e-Ibrahim who have that status. And that is qualified by Ahl-e-Imran. Interestingly, Imran, at different levels of tafsir that we have, Zahir and Batin. Imran is the name of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Imran is the name of Maryam's father. Imran is also the name of Ali's father. And this is where we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayat, very clearly says that family status, family structure is very important for me. Even when I, decided to provide this guidance to the human beings, I chose a specific family from Ahl-e-Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. And that family of Ibrahim, they were given knowledge by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They were equipped with the power of infallibility. They were given the wilayah so that they can guide the people in the best of men. Now, people have a problem with some of this fadail and the qualities that Allah has given to Ibrahim and Ahl-e-Ibrahim, especially Ahl-e-Bait. But then the response for them would be from Surah Nisa, ayat number 54, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَمْ يَحْسَدُونَ النَّاسَ لَمَا آتَاهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. Are people envious and jealous of what Allah has given to that family? فَقَدْ آتَيْنَا آلَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَآتَيْنَاهُمْ مُلْكًا عَظِيمًا. Allah said, I decided to give to Ahl-e-Ibrahim the book in the sense of knowledge, wal-hikmah, wisdom, and we also gave them mulkan azim, the power to rule. Salawat. Coming to Islam itself, we see that even the beginning of Islam, when the Prophet started preaching of Islam to the people, before that, the ayat comes in Surah Baqarah, ayat number 214, where the first command is وَانْزِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. O Muhammad, when it comes to guidance, it has to start from your own family. Your ashira, your qabila, This is where you should start, and that's we see that again the importance of family, the way it has come in the history, especially when it comes to guidance. And this is the same event, Da'wat al-Ashira, as we know, and I'm sure you've heard about it, studied about it in the madrasa, so I'll just rely on your memory about it. That is the first formal declaration of Islam to Banu Hashim. And that is the same gathering where the Prophet, talked about Tawheed, about himself as the Nabi, about the Qiyamah, and he also introduced Ali ibn Abi Talib as هذا أخي ووصي وخليفتي فيكم, that he is my brother, my successor, and my wasi among you. Salawat. Just one more, point on this aside note here. You must have heard the name of Tabari, the famous historian, and he is also a jurist of a higher level among Sunnis and also a mufassir of Quran. It's interesting that when he talks about this ayat in the tafsir, he uses the words that the Prophet said, Akhi wa Khalifati wa wasi, about Ali. When he writes the history, there somehow he says, Rasulullah said, Hada Ali, Akhi wa Kada wa Kada. You know the word Kada in Arabic means Ali is my brother and so and so. The point is that crucial word is so and so, you just change it to so and so. So people don't see the significance. Akhi, everybody knew he is the brother of Rasulullah. But the important point was to describe Khalifati wa Wasi. And this is where we see they try to divert the reality from the fadail of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. Let me end with this issue of importance of family, is that our madhab is known as madhab Ahl-e-Bait. What is the meaning of Ahl-e-Bait? Family of the house of Rasulullah. So even our madhab actually is named with this concept of family. A family which is guiding us, the family of Rasulullah. And this is where I think we don't need anything more, to understand the importance of family structure from the Islamic point of view. Just 2 points for tonight about the importance of family on a practical level. And that is the concept of Silatul Rahim. Silatul Rahim means maintaining the ties which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created, between the family members. I'm being asked to request you to move even more further. You can fill up the gap, inshallah, if the malaika are coming, they will find their space. Don't worry about it.
Please keep moving, please. Thank you.
The issue of Silatul Rahim. Rahim means the womb. Sila means the link. This is a term used by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to say that the link between your blood relationship, which comes from the mother in a way. And this concept is so important that if you read the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about Silatul Rahim and its opposite, Qita'ul Rahim, maintaining the ties and severing the ties. These issues have been mentioned so many times in the Quran that is more than the ayat which talk about namaz. It's not that namaz is insignificant, no, just as a comparison. Sometimes in our mind, namaz is at the top. So look at that. But the ayat dealing with Silatul Rahim and condemning Qita'ul Rahim are actually more than that. Just one or two ayats here from Surah Nisa, right in the beginning. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala towards the end of that very first ayah says, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ الَّذِي تَسْأَلُونَ بِهِ وَالْأَرْحَامَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, guard yourself against displeasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You beseech one another in His name, and also be mindful of arham. Arham means those who are related to you. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلَيْكُمْ رَقِيبًا. Allah is vigilant. He looks at what you do. So taqwa, to be careful about displeasing Allah on one side, and also being mindful of the arham, the relatives. These have been mentioned together. And not only that, if you see Surah Ra'd, Surah number 13, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praises the people of intelligence. Look at the way He talks about it. الَّذِينَ يُؤْفُونَ بِعَهْدِ اللَّهِ وَلَا يَنْقُضُونَ الْمِيثَاقَ. The very first quality of people of intelligence, Allah says, are those who fulfill the pledge that they have with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And number two, وَالَّذِينَ يَسَلُونَ مَا أَمَرَ اللَّهُ بِهِ أَنْ يُوصَلَ. And they maintain the ties that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created among them. Silatul Rahim. وَيَخْشَوْنَ رَبُّهُمْ. And they are fearful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَيَخَافُونَ سُوءَ الْحِسَابِ. And they are afraid of a wrong judgment in the akhirah. وَالَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا ابْتِغَاءَ وَجْهِ رَبِّهِمْ. And then the third quality is that they also maintain patience for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the challenges that they face. وَأَقَامَ الصَّلَاةِ. And they establish prayer. وَانْفَقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ سِرًّا وَعَلَانِيَّةً. And that they give charity openly and secretly. وَيَدْرَوْنَ بِالْحَسَنَةِ السَّيِّئَةِ. And whenever they face wrong attitude from the people, they respond in a positive manner. If you see here, the sequence of the qualities of the people of intelligence. One is fulfilling the pledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And number two is Silatul Rahim. And then Allah talks about sabr, and then namaz, and then charity. The sequence of these fada'il, qualities of the people of ulul albab, the people of intelligence, here shows that the issue of Silatul Rahim comes immediately after fulfilling the pledge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Salawat.